Hey guys, Eric at Ed Martin Toyota in Noblesville, Indiana. This will be one of a handful of mini-series on this Lc200 Heritage Edition that is currently for sale on Bring a Trailer. This is a 2020 Heritage Edition Lc200 that was built by Dissent Off-Road in 2020. We sold the vehicle new here at Martin Toyota. We sent it to Dissent. They had it there for about 6 months, and as they were working on it, we found a buyer. And we bought the car back in November of 2024, so it's currently for sale. This little section of the video, I want to talk about the armor that this vehicle has and Dissent products that are on it. First and foremost, number one protection for any vehicle that's going to go off-road is going to be a rock slider. The rock slider is, of course, going to protect the rocker panel. This is a multi-function slider because you can use it as a running board. So as we do with these Land Cruisers, we lift them, make them a little bit taller, makes it easier to get in and out of when you can step on it. So it has a nice traction plate on top of it, all aluminum, mounts to the frame, and this particular vehicle in general, not just this rock slider, does not have any imperfections in terms of scratches or scuffs. It's probably never been off-road, although I can't confirm that because I didn't own it for 4 years. There's not a single scrape or scratch on the bumpers or on the rock or on this armor or on the skid plates either. So moving over here to the front bumper, of course, the front bumper is going to give you additional approach angle. As opposed to a factory bumper that's going to be much lower. Obviously, you're going to have a much more beefy material. Instead of plastic, it's going to be made out of aluminum. Aluminum is a great material because it takes a blunt impact quite nicely, almost as good as steel probably. And it does mount to the frame, of course. It allows for access for a winch. We have additional lights, of course, for fog lights and front lights on it as well. Additional armor, we have the Dissent skid plate set, and this is basically going to cover from the front of the vehicle to the engine, transmission, transfer case as well, and there's an additional one in the rear of the vehicle over the long-range skid plate. Or long-range fuel tank, excuse me. So we have the front bumper here. We have a rear bumper in the back. The rear bumper, of course, is going to increase your departure angle for going on a trail and not scuffing up your rear bumper or hitting it. Again, aluminum. And again, if you look underneath here, you'll just notice that there's absolutely no scrapes or scuffs or anything. And then right here we have the custom Dissent Off-Road skid plate for the 24-gallon long-range fuel tank. And that just kind of gives it one extra layer of protection against kind of boogering that up here. You don't want to. It's something you don't want to puncture as a fuel tank. So you have that protected as well. Those are your main protections on this vehicle. Other Dissent products would be the roof rack. And of course, you can see on the back of these cargo areas, there's these additional panels right here that you can use for anything that you don't want to keep inside the vehicle that's going to be fairly thin, such as additional fuel, which in this case probably wouldn't be necessary because it's got an auxiliary fuel tank, but maybe some water, traction boards, or really anything else you can think of. So again, this vehicle is for sale currently on bringatrailer.com. At the timing of this recording. If you have any questions, please ask in the comment section below, and happy bidding.